Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and over here are the oddly silent Jazzy James and the incomparable Kendra. Wow.
Guess what?
What?
Yesterday I had a jazz band festival.
That's right. The Tea Garden Jazz Festival. Yeah. Which is just like elementary and junior high?
It's elementary, middle school, high school, private, and college.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Wow. I wasn't aware they had that many participants. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just all jazz all day. Mostly like trad jazz stuff, right?
Trad jazz.
Yeah, which is like jazz from like the early 20th century. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the very beginnings of jazz. Yeah, well, that's cool. So what'd you play? What instruments did you play?
Saxophone.
Your camera just died. That's all right. Answer that and go ahead and kill that camera, kill that shot, and then you played saxophone and trombone?
Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah, go ahead and switch over to the other shot before you switch out the battery. And let me show everybody the song that we're going to be doing, and you'll probably recognize it. Today we're just doing the chords. So far in all of our other tutorials, like recently, we've just been doing the melody, and today we're going to do the opposite, because when I teach people the melody to this song, they usually want to like learn the other part instead, and they just want to sing along with it. So this is what you're going to be, hopefully, learning how to do today. Ooh, not like that. So you all can sing along. Okay. So let's take a look at the PDF. This right here is all terrifying. If that looks scary to you, that's because you're a normal human being, and we don't have to mess with all of that. I can show you a shortcut to almost all of this, almost the entire thing. So real quick, though, in case you really like reading sheet music, or you don't like reading sheet music, but you wish you were better at it and you want to practice it, this is a great opportunity for that. But we're not going to go through exactly how to read sheet music, because that's not this lesson. I just want to show you as quickly as possible how to play all the notes that you are wanting to play here. So we're going to go down to here and take a look at these chords. So that's a C chord. It's a C and an E and a G. Cool. So then all we're going to do is we're going to play the chords that are written, that are listed like right here. Like that's a C. So we're going to play a C chord there. We're going to play that C chord, except we're going to play the top two notes of the C chord, and then the bottom one note, what we call the root of the chord. So the name of the chord, C. So we're going to play that like that. And that's pretty much what's going on for this whole entire first measure. The left hand is going to play the root, the name of the chord. So on a C chord, we play a C. And we'd play right there. And that's pretty much the whole first measure. And then we're just going to do the same thing with the F chord. And on the next page down, I won't keep going back and forth here, make everybody dizzy. But an F chord is Fs and As and Cs. So that's kind of how you're going to use this resource here. The second page is going to tell you what the notes of the chord are. And up here, we're just going to pretty much ignore all of the sheet music and just take a look at the names of the chords up there. So we play a C chord, and then an F chord, and then back to a C chord, and then an F chord. Now, when I'm playing this looks way easier than it actually is to do. So for a lot of you, just trying to play the chord, like knowing that that's a C chord and that that's an F chord and going back and forth between the two, that's huge. So what I'd probably recommend is before you try to make it sound like Imagine, just try to play the chords in order, memorizing that C and E and G are a C chord, and then the F and the A and the C are an F chord, and just practice going back and forth. F chord, and hear the song in your head, or you can play along with the track. F chord, and that's the whole first two lines is just C's and F's back and forth. So that takes us all the way through there. So that's kind of the cheater version of this thing, is to just play the chords. And then the next step on top of that, the next assignment would be to take those chords and then break them up into their parts of the top two and the bottom one. So first, your assignment is to just practice playing the chords back and forth. Then you're gonna try to break it up into those parts. And then the next assignment after that is to throw in the root in the left hand. And at that point, we're pretty much playing the whole song. Now, when I played it, I played all of it down in octaves. I played all down there. So the only other things you're going to want to add in that are not included in that, the biggest things that you're going to want to add in that are not included in that are these parts right here, those three notes. So after, when you get to that F chord, you're going to want to add in an A sharp, which is this note right here, and then a B, and then either a C or a D after that. What's written here is, which I know sounds really weird on its own, like it sounds too bluesy, but if you play it with the chord, because we're playing that, and then so that sounds more like the song. So those three notes are going to be important there. And it kind of goes off of that thing right there. So you play that and then those notes right there. That would take a lot of practice too. That happens, of course, right there and there and there, and that's it. So those three places, it's the exact same thing.
Do you want to switch over to Far Tablet? So you can see all the notes that you're playing?
Not yet, but thank you. Yeah, I'll try to keep it in this range. Let me know if I go off the screen. But yeah, I appreciate that. Then we have this other thing over here, which is the E chord. And this is kind of weird because usually like a song that's in the key of C that is like that. Is going to use all white notes in the key. This one chord right here is going to have G sharp in it. So just watch out for that one. You do have one black note in this song. Other than that, I think that's all stuff that you could probably figure out. In the left hand over here is going to change just a little bit. In that, like on that F chord, you're playing an F. That's cool. On this G chord, you're playing a G. That's all good. On the C chord, you're playing a C. On the E chord, you're playing an E. That's all expected. But then when we get to this right here, this is kind of funky because on the F chord, you've got an F, and I guess we've got a break.
Hey, Jamin, it's time to take a break for our feature of the day, which today is the website of the day.
Yes, it is. And the website that we're going to is actually YouTube, but it's a special channel on YouTube, which is Jeff Keezer's website. And this guy is like one of my piano heroes who is still alive. I've got posters of guys hanging on my walls here that are no longer with us. But this guy is he's young-ish. I don't know how old he is. Oh man, that was an old man statement. I think he's like 40 or 50. Sorry, having a moment here. But he's still alive, which is younger than most of the guys that I admire. So, and he's absolutely incredible. He's got amazing technical skills. His improvisation is beyond my imagination. And there are like literally 10-second clips of his that I've spent months transcribing, because it's that difficult and it's that wonderful and it's that amazing. So go check out Jeff Keezer or Jeffrey Keezer. The Jeffrey is spelled like that. It's that version of it, the weird one. But so anyway, Jeff Keezer, you want to check him out. He's absolutely fantastic and awesome, and buy his albums and all that stuff. And I guess that means it's time to get back to the song after this short break. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.